Most of you watching this right now are overweight. If you look at the facts, in the UK at the moment, 60% of women and 60% of men are categorized as overweight or obese, according to their BMI. And a lot of people say BMI is not relevant, BMI doesn't take into account muscle mass. BMI, it doesn't take into account muscle mass if you're Arnold Schwarzenegger or if you're a bodybuilder. If you're a normal, average person, BMI is absolutely fine to look at. And if 60 to 68%, almost 2/3 of people watching this are in the overweight and obese category, then I'm sorry to tell you that most of what you see on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok is not going to be relevant. When I scroll through my Instagram or TikTok, most of the stuff is just irrelevant to most people. You get people who give you like a fitness video of, start with a warm-up of jumping rope for 10 minutes. Most people can't jump rope for 10 minutes. You can watch a video on how to separate your rear delt from your medial delt. Why do most people care about that? Most people who can't do, like, let's say 1 strict pull-up and 5 strict push-ups, that's the reality. But they don't need to know about how to isolate the rear delt from the front delt and the lateral delt. It's just not relevant to them. 80% of the information you see on social media caters for like 10% of the population. That's just the fitness industry. The weight loss industry as a whole is even worse. There's people selling you supplements, drinks that will make you lose weight fast, and weight loss pills that don't actually do anything. It's a whole labyrinth of snake oil salesmen and people wanting to just make money and profit. They're profiting off your desire to lose weight fast, to get results fast for that wedding in 6 weeks time or that holiday in 4 weeks time. Like, that's not realistic. Think about someone whose body fat percentage is above 30%. 1/3 of your body is fat, which means that there is no point looking at people who are in 10 to 12% body fat and have been fit their entire life. What you need is somebody who's going to sit you down, clear all that misinformation up, and give you a little bit of a dose of reality, which is that this is going to take time. And if you want to stop this yo-yo dieting, and if you want to stop being somebody that just is that person that's always struggling with their weight, because that's probably how most of you identify, as somebody who's, I lost a little bit of weight and that really worked because I went on an extreme diet, an extreme exercise regime for this long period, but then it came back because I couldn't sustain that forever. Of course, who can? Most people can't sustain an 800 calorie diet and HIIT training every day forever. Then if you don't want to be that person who's just associated with struggling with their weight, and you actually want to associate yourself as a fit and healthy person, you have to change literally the way you identify. It means that the choices that you make will have to be healthy. The way you think has to change. That is all going to take time. And if your BMI is above 30 or in the late 20s and you're overweight and obese and you have been most of your life, then you can't expect that to change within a month or 2 months or 6 months. Any program or diet or exercise or regime or supplements that you take, you have to understand that if you're going to do something that's going to help you lose weight, the first question you should ask yourself is, can I do it for life? Because if you're going to just do it for 8 weeks, then what is the point? You're just going to be that person that kind of got in shape for this one event and then went back to how they always were, which was overweight. So that's why results have to be slow. That's why changes have to be very gradual. And that's why you have to and it may sound silly, but you have to make it almost easy and comfortable. You have to make it so that it's something that you don't mind doing all the time, and you have to allow for life. You have to allow for evenings out with friends and eating garlic bread after 6 p.m. and enjoying your life, because I bet that gives you some sort of fulfillment, right? So be realistic with yourself. You probably really, really enjoy eating. You probably really enjoy food. So you're not going to last on an 800 calorie a day diet, and it's going to get you results in 6 weeks, but it's not going to get you results for the next 6 years. And wouldn't you much, much rather have results that can last after 2 years than that one time a year ago where you were fit for 6 weeks? That's just one moment, one time. And the crazy part is that it doesn't really take anything. It doesn't take any money, or doesn't really take any investment. You don't really need to spend hundreds of pounds a month in the gym or on supplements or on food. It literally doesn't really cost anything. For most of you, you actually don't need to ever go to a gym. Most people can probably lose weight in their house. They can lose weight by marching on the spot in front of the TV and going for walks. They can lose weight by just doing basic bodyweight exercises, because they're never going to need to have six-pack abs or be in ridiculous shape or be beach body ready or look like an athlete. Most people don't need that. For most people, that's unrealistic, because the sacrifice that's needed to get to that, you're probably not willing to do. If you want to lose weight and you want to sustain that weight loss and you want to be in a healthy, normal BMI, then first accept that you don't need to do anything extreme, because you don't need to be in extreme shape. Then accept that it's going to take some time to get to the point that you want to be regardless, and it's going to take a little bit of effort, but it can be done comfortably. But if you're willing to give yourself that time and you're willing to do it slowly and comfortably, you can do it and you can sustain it, and then you might actually get the results you want.